Welcome back to Old School Eats. I'm Derek Old School Fournier, and we're going to pay homage to Naughty Fork on Instagram and make some Brazilian cheese bread next. Anyone who's watched Old School Eats before knows that we like Naughty Fork on Instagram. She makes some incredible things. I think there should be a study done because I don't think she could possibly eat the food that she makes and still be that tiny. But holy shit, she makes delicious looking stuff. And I've seen Brazilian cheese bread many times. They look like popovers, but when you pull them apart, there's delicious cheese in the middle. And according to Naughty Fork, and she's never led us astray, it's really simple with only a few ingredients. We're going to put them together and see if we can make our first bread attempt here on Old School Eats. Back to the lab. I have all sorts of stuff that I don't usually work with. I've got whole milk over here, some vegetable oil, some kosher salt, 2 large eggs, some shredded cheddar, and this is tapioca flour, which I think is part of the magic. We have greased or greased, depending on your preference, a muffin pan, and we have a companion pan in case this turns into a mess. We have our oven preheated to 375 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but you guys are right, and we're stupid for using Fahrenheit. So someday we'll learn. We're going to incorporate all these ingredients in the blender, blend them, pour them into these receptacles, and we're going to cook it for some amount of time. I think it is 10 minutes. I was wrong, 15 to 20 minutes. And then they're going to look like these really cool popovers, and theoretically, when we pull them apart, well, we won't be Naughty Fork, we will have naughty Brazilian cheese breads. So in first goes our 1 cup of whole milk, which I am being dainty with as not to make a mess. You will notice that my left hand does have a glove on it because I was greasing the muffin pan. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. If you wonder if you could use a different oil, that's a really good question that I don't have an answer for. My suspicion is no. Now that that is done, I'll get this glove out of the way. Teaspoon kosher salt. Incredibly accurate measure of 2 large eggs. What? I love eggs. Now, I'm not going to glove up for cheese, guys. Sorry. I'm supposed to have 1.5 cups. These are 1/2 cup measurements, in case you're wondering. And yes, I am fighting every urge I have to not pack these 1/2 cups to within an inch of their lives. I think that's how I'm supposed to do it. I don't think extra cheese here is the answer, he said, knowing that that gets him way voted out of the Fat Guy Club. And here we need 2 cups of this tapioca flour, and I can already tell this is going to be a challenge. She said nothing about sifting it. That is 1 cup. What could go wrong with this? What could go wrong is all of the flour blows out of the top of this son of a bitch. Now, we return this to its position, which is wrong, because I don't ever use it. Now it is right. And we it seems to have a countdown, which is very cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's pretty cool. There is not an excessive amount of gooey stuff on the top. It does, in fact, look like most of this was incorporated, though I see some of the flour I am not sure how I should do this, but I'm going to do it like this. In Naughty Fork's video, she filled each of the wells up, basically all the way. I've already screwed up by banging the side of it. It also appears that my muffin wells are deeper than hers were. And we are going to be short. Oh, fumble. That will go straight to the B-reel. All right. Well, other than looking like a mess and dropping the middle of the blender out like an idiot, I think this is ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put it in the oven, we'll let it go, and see how they turn out. Our first experiment with baking something, though I guess a lot of the stuff you do in barbecue is sort of baking, but this is actually baking bread stuff. Has got Malcolm and I giddy like little girls. It's been 15 minutes for these cheese breads. I have appropriate gloves on. Oh, they look cool. I am floored with how cool these look. Now, I am also quite certain that I'm going to burn the shit out of my hands checking this. I'm going to grab a normal plate. We're not fancy enough to have post-production stuff, really. But over here, which you can't see, and I don't want Malcolm to scroll over, is where we'll have the demonstration. I'm going to grab a glove under the faint hope that this will protect me from the temperature that I'm going to feel. I know it won't. I know you're all laughing. The tens of you who watch our videos here at Old School Eats. By the way, if you're enjoying this stuff, like, subscribe, do all this stuff. That'd be great. We hadn't been on here for a while. We were at like 200 subscribers, which we were very excited about. And then we woke up and there were 500. So thank you. If you recall, when I put these in, I didn't have enough batter for all 6 wells. This little shorty down here still looks good. I wonder if I should sacrifice this for the first pull. He's little. By the way, it's hot as hell. My son Nicholas has what we call asbestos mouth. He would go right into this thing. It is everything you wanted it to be. It's a cool little dinner roll with cheese. I would be tempted to up the salt in it, but I have a heavy hand on salt. The consistency is fascinating. Because it's chewy, but not obnoxious chewy. Were I to do this again, I would add more cheese. Imagine that. A little bit more salt. Let's take one of the full ones out just so we can see what they look like. Oh boy. That is a whole nother thing. This feels dense. Like it may not be cooked enough dense. Now we left the oven on. If I have to sacrifice one of these and find out that we totally screwed this up, which is entirely possible, we'll put these janks back in for another, I don't know, some number of minutes. But right now, I'm going to take the risk. Yep. See that? Uncooked in the middle. The outside, however, is dense. We're going to put this guy back in. Oh. Go for another 5 minutes. So the little thin guy worked. This guy was very close. There you see the failure case. Uncooked in the middle. However, yeah, that's going to be fire. We'll go another 5 minutes in there, make sure the inside gets cooked. You guys now see we screw up all the time too. And we'll come back and we'll do the final result. Okay, we've let this go for another 5 minutes. We're not sure. We don't know that carryover cooking is a thing in baking. This is all new. We have had a sidebar conversation that we're going to do this, if we do this again, which we probably will, We'll season the tapioca flour with your favorite seasoning. I think that it's missing a little bit of flavor, whether you put the salt in there early or if you put some barbecue seasonings in there, you could do. And I do think more cheese would be great. The question is whether this had enough time to cook the rest of that dough in the middle. I brought my youngest son in, Drew. He's going to be a taste tester. He'll come on screen in a second, and he'll probably lie to you and say he loves it, even if he hates it. They look fantastic. They continue to rise, which you'd expect because we did have some additional, I guess it's considered dough. It didn't have dough consistency. She did not say in her instructions to let them set. And I am not notoriously patient, so I'm going to start screwing with them. They do not feel as gelatinous. Holy cow, look at that though. I think it looks pretty damn good. When I took them out last time, I used a horrible simile. I said they felt like a loaded diaper. Any of you who have kids or have worked with kids know what that means. There's a denseness to a loaded diaper. Look at how this roll is. It looks like nary. That's heavier than a baseball. Well, now there's a real test. We're going to try and rip this guy open. That's hot. Holy shit. So I think the moisture you're seeing in there is my cheese. I'm going to pull a piece off for Drew. Holy cow. I can't pull a piece off for Drew. It's too hot. I'm going to get a knife. If I had just used my glove liners like a real guy would have done. Okay. That's just cheese in there. All right, Drew, I'm going to take a bite first, just to make sure it's not poison. You hold it.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't taste like it looks, does it?
Uh-uh.
It's like chewy bread. What are your thoughts?
I was hot, but real hot. Wait, so 1 second.
All right.
It feels like the monkey bread that we had.
Okay, I can see that.
I can taste the cheddar,
Okay.
which is nice. What would happen if you added different cheeses? Like if you combined different cheeses?
Yep, maybe we can try some more cheeses. Well, thank you for being a taste tester, Drew.
Of course, it's really good, and I'm not lying. It's really good.
He's not lying. Thank you very much, buddy.
Of course.
All right, love you too. So, the cheese bread is a success. I have a buddy named Trevor. He's an executive coach, really smart guy, lives out in California. Apparently an incredible baker. We joke all the time. I've done a lot of the cooking smoked meats. He's done a lot of the baking. Baking is a lot of fun. There's a lot more science to it. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little walk down Brazilian cheese bread. Big shout out to Naughty Fork for putting stuff like this out here. And for all of you Brazilian purists who know the real like 74 ingredient recipe, love to hear from you guys. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we'll see you next time on Old School Eats.